From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for May 19th, 2026, and these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The New York Times sued the Defense Department on Monday for the second time in 5 months, arguing that a requirement that journalists be escorted while on Pentagon grounds violates the First Amendment. The escort policy is an unconstitutional attempt by the Pentagon to prevent independent reporting on military affairs, a Times spokesman Charlie Statlander said in an email statement to the Associated Press. As we have said before, Americans deserve visibility into how their government is being run and the actions the military is taking in their name with their tax dollars. On X, Defense Department spokesperson Sean Parnell called the Times' latest lawsuit nothing more than an attempt to remove the barriers to them getting their hands on classified information. And now for this news about Vice President JD Vance. Vice President JD Vance told voters during a Monday speech at Millbank Manufacturing in Kansas City, Missouri, that if they want to rebuild the American dream, they should vote against the crazy leadership in Washington, D.C. Numerous web commenters noted that Republican leaders in the nation's capital currently control all three branches of the federal government. If you want to make America great, if you want to protect your jobs and hopefully build jobs in this beautiful factory, if you want to make our streets even safer, if you want to rebuild the American dream for the next generation, vote against the crazy leadership in Washington, D.C., Vance said. Okay, I won't vote for you. Turning the news from Missouri. For years, Missouri has been one of the country's most aggressive testing grounds for anti-LGBTQ plus legislation. It's a Republican-controlled state where lawmakers have repeatedly introduced bills targeting transgender youth, drag performers, school policies, and gender expression as part of the broader national cultural war over LGBTQ plus rights. This year was no exception. Missouri Republicans introduced 58 anti-LGBTQ plus bills during the 2026 legislative session, according to Promo, the state's leading LGBTQ plus advocacy organization. But despite the wave of proposals, advocates say only one anti-trans measure ultimately became law before lawmakers adjourned Friday. The outcome marked a significant slowdown in the state that is routinely ranked among the nation's leaders in anti-LGBTQ plus legislation. The victory comes amid an unprecedented national wave of legislation targeting LGBTQ plus people, especially transgender Americans. The American Civil Liberties Union is currently tracking 529 anti-LGBTQ plus bills in state legislatures this year, including measures restricting gender-affirming healthcare, bathroom access, drag performances, transgender student participation in sports, and LGBTQ plus visibility in schools and public life. And finally, in Pennsylvania news, 3 days before Pennsylvania's primary election, which is today, hundreds of Philadelphia voters packed the Garden of Prayer Church in North Philadelphia on Friday night to see U.S. House Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Democrat from New York, campaign for State Representative Chris Rabb, the Democrat from Philadelphia. You have a district so blue you ran the Republicans out of town. There is not even a Republican registered to run in November. That's how blue this district is, Ocasio-Cortez told Rabb's supporters to thunderous applause. She added, if you want to change the Democratic Party, we got to change the kind of Democrats get elected to serve in Congress, and you got to elect Democrats like Representative Rabb if you want our nation to change. Rabb is running for Congress against State Senator Sharif Street, the Democrat from Philadelphia, and Dr. Ala Stanford in Pennsylvania's 3rd Congressional District, and has a viable path to victory on Tuesday following the implosion of Stanford's campaign in the weeks leading up to the primary election. Stanford, who helped work with the city of Philadelphia's COVID-19 pandemic response and was caught failing to disclose nearly $1 million in income from her nonprofit during that period, had the backing of 314 Action, an organization committed to supporting scientists or doctors running for office. That's the news for this hour. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, and wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.